path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
What's up, everybody? This is Darren with the Rusty Rupees here, day 2, PAX West 2024, and with me, we're here to talk about some Slay the Princess. And who are you, lovely people? Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Abby Howard.
And I'm Tony Howard-Arias.
We're Black Tabby Games, and we made it.
Yeah.
We made Slay the Princess.
Yes, they did. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Slay the Princess already, so it is excellent to have an opportunity to speak with you guys personally about the game. And so, just for those at home who don't know, what is Slay the Princess?
Well, Slay the Princess is a game where you wake up in the woods and a mysterious narrator tells you that if you don't slay the princess, she's going to end the world. And what you do with that information is entirely up to you. You can do all kinds of things.
The dialogue options in this game are insane. And just as a first question, what was the inspiration of just a narrative-driven ride? Because that's the best way I can describe it, is a ride.
I think it's very hard to say where inspiration comes from. It's kind of the culmination of everything you've ever seen in your life, kind of coalescing into something new inside of you.
Yeah, we like the idea of looking at the way sort of our perception of other people shapes our relationship with them and vice versa, right? Like, I think a lot of people have lived somewhere so long and have hung out with the same people for so long that, like, they feel like in public they're a different person on the outside than they are on the inside, and it's like because of how other people see them. Yeah. So, like, part of the core concept of the game was looking at almost taking that literally, where it's like, what if you're encountering someone who changes based on what you think of them? And what's a story we can build around that? If we take it super literally, like, can we make this a horror thing with high stakes? And really, it's just like, you take that first nugget of an idea, you play with it, you expand it, something comes out of it, you expand what comes out of it, and before you know it, you have an entire 200,000 word long game.
The amount of endings in this game and the different scenarios that are created, it's so refreshing, I'll say. And I've only ran through it maybe 2 or 3 times now as like a full cycle.
Yeah.
And recently I had gone back to it, had gone through a cycle. I'm like, I think I'm at the end. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, there's a loop, and then 2 or 3 dialogue options and credits start rolling. I was like, all right, that's cool. And so with the Pristine Edition, so what are the differences that are taking place with this now full release on different consoles, correct?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Different consoles,
yep.
New languages.
Yeah.
Overall, it's 35% bigger. So there's a few like chapter 3s in the game that were on the shorter side. We've beefed those up dramatically, so they're 3 to 5 times longer than they were originally.
Yeah, that's Fury, Apotheosis, and Den. They get expansions. And then there are also 4 princesses technically, who didn't have a chapter 3 that was unique to them.
Okay.
And we have now given them new, unique chapter 3s, and they're very good. That's the Damsel, the Prisoner, and the Spectre.
And a lot of the Pristine Cut came from having like a couple weeks after launch where we weren't making the game. So we got to think about the game from a little bit of an outside perspective. We got to see the way people engaged with it when it was out. And usually when you release your thing and you get it into other people's hands for the first time, you have some ideas of like how they're going to engage with it, but usually it's way different than your expectations. So it was kind of like getting to see that and then getting a bit of extra distance and realizing, oh, there's some like cool, weird shit that we can explore that we didn't explore yet. So let's do it.
So, since you clarified for me, thank you. As far as showing it off at PAX East last year, and many Game of the Show awards went to you guys, and I think at the time I didn't get a chance to play it back at PAX, but as soon as I came home, that was one of the first things I did was download the demo, because everybody I knew was telling me, you need to play this game. I'm not going to tell you anything about it, just please go in and experience it. And what an experience it was. So tier release in October, and now you're having the Pristine Cut. You're saying you took some steps back to kind of look at the project as a whole, and what's just the reception of how the players have been feeling about the game and seeing this now upgraded version, which just expanding your audience.
Yeah. I mean,
blown
it feels good.
Yeah, it feels good.
It feels good to have hundreds of thousands of people like what you do.
Yeah, and to like really connect
yeah.
with it, especially.
Here.
Yeah, right. It's not a guarantee, especially you never quite know if what people were connecting with the demo, like how they were connecting with it, is the way you hoped that they would connect with it, or whether or not they're going to be disappointed when they play the full game and it's not what they wanted out of it.
Because
So
the full game,
we were very happy that that was not the case.
Slay the Princess, the way it's structured, it's like twist over twist over twist over twist over twist, and it's like, well, how are people going to deal with this level of twist or this layer of twist, which like weren't even teased ever? Is it going to connect with them? Are they going to be like, man, this isn't for me, I was getting into something else? So, the moment of truth for any piece of art is when you put it out in the world and people engage with the whole thing. We were hedging our expectations, and then we didn't have to, which was really nice.
Absolutely not. I think going to the full version and being able to see the game in its entirety, and when I say that very loosely, because in its entirety is a whole lot.
Yes.
You can say that's a lot of lines of dialogue that is put into this game, and with each twist, turn, new voices, and just the performances is another just big aspect of the game that I think that doesn't matter dialogue wise, anybody can get into, because the portrayals are so strong.
Sure.
And so, like, in the voice direction, how did you guys kind of like get the voice actors kind of in the mood, or just kind of be like hammer home?
Well, we were on calls with them the entire time to make sure that we oversaw every line and gave them the proper context, and we're like, say it like this instead. So yeah, we were kind of overbearing probably.
Yeah, and they're both very sharp performers who have dramatic ranges, and like for Johnny, for instance, he's a writer who writes like horror that has comedy elements in it too. So like, and often like cosmic horror. So we're on a similar wavelength, and the fact that he was a writer really shone through with his reads of the lines, where it's like he would see something, he's like, yeah, I know exactly like the emotions that are supposed to go into this and how it should sound. So
it was pretty amazing.
It was smooth as butter working with both of them.
Yeah.
Both of their voices are smooth as butter as well. It sold the entire experience, because a game like this could easily just be a visual novel.
Yeah.
And people go through it, dialogue options, crazy shit happens. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But the voices in these characters coming alive in so many different aspects is incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel, especially with the voices in your head, it's important to have somebody talking. You know? Yeah.
Absolutely. I have played Hellblade, and those voices are not nice. So having the different ranges and just emotions of those voices come through, and you hearing the back and forth of, no, don't do it. We're gonna die anyway. Blah blah blah. Like just so many different. Like I said, it's range.
Yeah.
And so it does a lot for the game to sell, and just give something a player hasn't experienced before, because that's what I feel Slay the Princess is.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Of course. We asked a lot of everyone who collaborated with us, and I'm very happy with everyone we picked, because it was a lot of pressure, and everyone rose to the challenge.
And I feel that you guys have absolutely succeeded.
Thank you.
So, of course. And so with that, what is the Pristine Edition coming out on? What is our release?
Yeah, so it's coming out on PS4 and 5, just all the current Xboxes, Nintendo Switch. We haven't announced a release date yet, but it will be releasing this fall. Keep your eyes peeled for a big announcement soon. And you got anything else?
And in 12 new languages.
12 new languages.
Yeah, they're very exciting.
Just
coming soon.
Oh yeah, not voice acting. We can't.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
But congratulations to you guys. It's a pleasure to be able to speak with you guys about such an incredible title. Thank you. Slay the Princess Pristine Edition, coming soon to all the things. Get excited. Enjoy. Thank you, everybody.